welcome back. Got a new toy. This is a 4400 John Deere combine. I think it's around the 78. I think. I'm not 100%, but I think it is. It's right around the time before they switched over to the 4420s. This thing, it come with a 4-row narrow head, 443, and it also come with a 213 platform. Now this machine here, it ain't been used in about 5 or 6 years, I guess. I used to run this machine back years ago, and I asked the guy that owned it, just out of curiosity, what he'd want for it, and he priced it to where I couldn't refuse. So we wound up buying it. The injector pump has just been rebuilt. I bought it with the pump off, and I had to put the injector pump on. It runs out real good. There's a few little minor things that I've got to do to it to get it back operational. Now, whenever I was running it years ago, the air conditioning did work, but whenever we was moving it and stuff, and messing with it, I ain't got no power into the cab. The fan or nothing works, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But for the most part, it's in good shape. Pretty much what we give for it, I could get that out of just this head alone. So I'm not hurting on it. But we moved it yesterday and got it back here. I backed it here in the shop. And other than that board hanging down for the thermostat and stuff, for the heat that was in here, I got plenty of room. But I'm gonna try to work on that some here in the next little bit. But I'm gonna try to move some hay here in a minute. I've got this hay here that me and Tiffany baled here. It's been a couple weeks ago now, I guess. It's around the barn, the shop here, and out around the tower. And what I'm going to be using, I'm going to use the 170 and my double hay spear that I built years ago. Now this spear, what this originally was a 3-point hitch V-rake, and that I had bought. And I used the rake there for a year or two, and it was just aggravating trying to move it and things. So I wound up building a caddy for it with a pattern off of, I think it was a Belfco. I think that was the name. Anyway, something like that. And when I done that, I was left with the frame, the 3-point hitch frame, and I was left with the 3-point hitch off of the rake. Basically what this was 2 3-point hitch rakes just mounted on a frame right here. And I took and I found this spear at a junkyard, got me a collar, welded that in there, and then I just used a piece of solid rod on this side. And I can take these spears off if I need to. I just put this one back on because I've been using it to move some hay with. And one thing about this thing, I like it once it's on. but it's a little awkward to get hooked up. I need to fix some jack stands on. I'm going to try to do that while it's hooked up, but I say that every time it's hooked up and I just unhook it and go on, but anyway. But I'm going to try to move that. There's about 50 bale or something. They ain't many. And where I'm going to be setting it, it ain't too terribly far from where it's at. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Got the drill hooked up Saturday before yesterday to try to sow some oats in that field right there. The drill here is just a 5100 Case International 12 foot conventional. It's not a no-till. But for the most part, the way we use this thing, it works pretty good. We mainly use it in soybean ground after we get the beans off. Bean ground's always a little bit softer anyway, and this always seems like it does a pretty good job of sowing wheat and stuff back, and that just saves wear and tear on our no-till drill, and it puts it in the ground enough that it comes up and we've never had no problem. This field over here, I cut that last week. Not last week. It's been about a week and a half ago. We got it baled, got it all moved. And I turned the cows in there for a few days to let them kind of clean it up. They was wheat in there, and we wound up cutting it and rolling it for hay. We was planning on trying to cut it for hay back early when it was still green, but between trying to chop it home, all of us getting sick, it got too ripe on us to do then. Then I thought that we would try to combine it for the wheat seed. Well, there was a lot of other weeds and stuff that had come in because we didn't spray it or anything like that because we planned on cutting it for hay, so we wasn't too worried about it. But what we done is when we cut it, I cut it with Dad's disc bind, and it shelled out a lot of the seeds. So we're hoping that maybe running this drill over it, kind of tearing it up a little bit, and then adding a little oats and stuff, that it'll come back up and try to get a cutting off of it this fall. So that's what's happening there. I'm going to put a little gas in this gas guzzler and go see if I can move a little hay. all my hay moved. Piddled around on the combine there just a little bit. And I've talked about this, but I ain't never showed it. This is our motorcycle, or one of them. You've seen the other one. This is a 1985 Honda Goldwing 1200 limited edition. We've had this bike now for a few years. But the other night, I was on Marketplace looking around and happened to see something that we had to have. And that was this. This is a genuine Honda Goldwing limited edition trailer. And me and Tiffany had talked about it, getting a little trailer or something, but they always been so high. And we seen this, and where it matched, we had to get it. But it's all in really good shape. This motorcycle here, it's just got a little over 20,000 on it. It don't have many miles, and it runs extremely well. But this little trailer, we got it about 2 hours northwest of us, and it's in extremely good shape. I've got to get the lights wired up. I've not done that yet. Get the plug, but I did build a hitch to put on it. This motorcycle didn't have a hitch on it, so I built a hitch and put on it. I still got some trim to put back on, some reflectors, but I wanted to leave that off because I'm probably going to have to take the saddlebags back off to get to the wiring harness. But it is pullable. I put new tires on it, and I'm going to grease the bearings and stuff up. And while we was up there, they had a motorcycle like this one, and we got armrests off of it for the passenger, and it also had Goldwing cup holders, so we got them too. But me and Tiffany, we've been talking about trying to take a trip to Tennessee for a few days here in the next little bit before we get caught up in silage chopping and fall harvest. So we got the little trailer now. Get the lights fixed on it. Tiffany's dad is an electrician. He's gonna wire the lights and stuff up for us and get that all lined up. But the old trailer, it's pretty clean. And we didn't give a whole lot for it. So that's a plus. But anyway, that's our Goldwing in our little trailer now. It's pretty sharp. Good running old bike. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.